So this little chart is interesting to me of where, I guess they're saying the top landing spots for Dame. One, they left out Golden State, and I get it. People are like, look at this roster. If he goes, it'd be Dame, 35, Steph, 36, Draymond, whatever age, Jimmy, whatever age, and supposedly they might even sign Al Horford. So it's like the oldest roster in the NBA or whatever the case is. I still think it's just an option because that's where he grew up. I don't think he's going back to Portland because they're not contending. I don't think he's going to Miami. I don't feel like they're contenders even in an open East. I think Cleveland is a legitimate option, but does he want to be a backup? I feel Minnesota is a legitimate option, but it's a fight between him and Mike Conley, which before the ACL tear, I would say not even a thing. I think it's like 70-30 that he would start over Mike Conley. And I know someone will be in the comments to shred me that Mike Conley's a better defender and Dame might be slower after the ACL tear. I don't know. I just like Dame as a player. I think he's a better shooter than Mike Conley. I think he's a more dynamic player than Mike Conley even after an ACL tear. I do believe that. So I think Minnesota and Cleveland are legitimate options, and I think Denver would be the best, even though they kind of want him in Golden State just to see how him and Steph would look. I still think him and Jokic, a two-man game. He's going to have to either be a backup to Murray or he could play point. Murray could play the two, but most of the time Murray's going to be the one, and Dame is shorter than Murray at that. So it could not work. I just like the Dame Jokic, that dynamic with how great of a shooter he is and how great of a playmaker Jokic is and how great a shooter Jokic is. And I also, Jamal Murray is a big shot taker and a big shot maker. And they're both champions, which at this time, Dame isn't. So for me, I think Denver's my number one. I'd say Minnesota's my number two. Cleveland's my number three. Honorable mention would be Golden State. I think Portland and Miami are out. I just don't see Dame wanting to play in the cold between Cleveland and Minnesota. And Denver. They're all cold states. I guess it doesn't matter which one you go to, which state is worth freezing in to get closer to a championship, I guess. Unless you go to the Bay, but even at that point, I don't know how close to a championship you really are at that point. You'll make the playoffs probably because the Warriors are usually in the playoff mix. But I don't think anybody thought they had a championship roster this last year. And now they've just lost Kevon Looney and most likely going to lose Jonathan Kuminga, which how are they going to recover from that?